After you shared, now what I have done is here, okay, I have created folders like this. Okay, so now what I mentioned about Git is it's for version control, that you got right. What is Git used for? You get a chance to go
That
through
video, right?
yeah.
YouTube.
So it helps in reverting some changes, saving some changes, and all. So what I've done is whatever is my working setup, the same thing I cloned for all of you. So whatever you have right now will work. Okay. But later, let's say you want to experiment with something and you make some changes, for example. So let's say you went into
so you want a permanent commit thing, you were just highlighting, right? Staged, modified, 3 states, I think he was explaining.
So it is like, right, whatever you're seeing right now when you do git status, what you're seeing is you're on branch master and working tree is clean. There is no modified files. Now when you open, so this is the, where is that?
Yeah, in order to save it, we need to do that git command, git push and other things we need to do.
Right, so the configuration file is in this commands list. So this is the one we will modify unless we are changing the configuration file. So here, this configuration is like it is for band 78 standalone FR1 and 106 PRB is for 40 megahertz bandwidth. So how we arrive at 40 megahertz is that like here the numerology is 1. So 1 is 30 kilohertz.
Yes. MCS.
Right. So yeah. So in 1 PRB we have each subcarrier bandwidth is now 30 kilohertz, right? So in one resource block you have 360 kilohertz worth bandwidth, and you have 106 of them. 106 resource blocks we have. So it is like 38.16 megahertz, which we say approximately 40.
Okay.
That's how we get here. So here, if you look, we have 452 PRB, 24 PRB, 217 PRB, and all configuration files. But this is what Venkat showed in his demo. So you can see that only. So let's say here you are doing something, and maybe you change something here, and let's. If this is something that you wanted to say, so I saved it here. Okay.
Wait.
Now if I do git status, yeah, it shows modified. Okay, and if I do git diff, it shows exactly what change was done.
Okay.
Okay, and if you want to commit this change, like you want to go
confirm
ahead with
this change.
Yeah, then you can, commit it.
Add. We need to add it first, right?
Right. Yes. You have to add first.
GNB
So yeah.
File.
And then you do
Git commit minus.
So when you do add, it went into staging index, so it will show in green color. Oh, sorry. Yeah, red means
confirm.
Modified, green is staged, and then you can commit.
Minus
Yeah. So if I do commit like this, it is committed now. So now if I do git log, I can see this one. Okay, and the new commit here. Once after committing, when you do git status, it would be like working cleanly. Now let's say you want to revert this commit, then you can simply do git revert and then mention this commit ID like this.
Restore will also do the same thing. Restore will also do the same thing.
Restore also should. Restore I haven't used. I didn't go through that
because
video.
In the video it was showing restore. That's why I'm asking.
Okay. She's followed so thoroughly.
I followed.
That's good.
I did it because it is a small video, right? So for example,
Restore also it's a modern new commands might have been introduced. So revert commit, what it will do is that
restores to original.
Revert the change and add it as a commit itself. Okay. So what I am saying is I could have, so when here the default editor is Nano, okay, so that's why you are seeing this is not Vim editor. you can see here nano, right? So when you want to save something, you have to do Control X here. You see now, Control X. It shows exit, but when before exiting, it will ask whether to save or not. If you want to save, just press Y, and it will show this is the message to save, and then you just say yes. It will save. If you press no, it won't be saved. Nano, and you can open any file like that, like for whatever. Yeah, usually we use VI, right? So yeah, VI also we can use. But VI, when you want to exit, you do colon Q exclamation, right? Here it's just like this. You don't need to go into insert mode, that mode and all for nano. And then see here that change is reverted. That extra I is gone now.
To OA2, right?
Yeah, it is reverted now.
Two eyes with it.
Yeah. So that is one way to do. So here you can see 3 commits now, right? This was how it was earlier. Then we added that with extra I. Then it's another commit came that reversed this commit. Okay.
But only these changes can be done only in this session only. Like if later if I come back and again if I want to do it, would that be possible or?
Yeah, it will be this.
Anytime.
Yeah, this git log will be there. Git push is for
Master to
no.
this one, no?
No, git push is if you want to save it in a central repository.
Okay, we don't have that.
It's like let's say now this whatever changes you are there, it will be there in this server. Okay, but when you have a central repository and push it there, then you can log into some other machine and clone that repository and get the changes over there.
So for now we don't need that push option, only this commit will work.
Yeah, correct. We don't need that.
No, we are cloning it basically, right? Earlier, whatever you had OAI, now we created one.
Because OAI is a central repository.
Yeah.
So
we don't want to tap them, so we just wanted to clone it and do the modifications.
Yeah, if you want to make some changes directly to this record, that time we will do git push. So since they have made it centralized, that's why we are able to clone this thing, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So what I want to say was this will be there in this server.
Local.
Yeah, local.
Not centralized to that way.
The advantage of this revert thing is that you can see that you have reverted this because it is part of the commit history. There is another way. If I want to go back to something, I can do git reset hard and then mention directly to this commit ID. If I do like that, then all this thing will be destroyed and I can go directly here if you want to go some drastic change, if you want to do.
Okay.
Like so if I do that, but the thing is until I add a new commit, this would be still there, these things. So if I save this commit ID and if I feel like I want to undo my change, I can still do git reset hard and put this thing, it will go back. But if I do this git reset hard, now if you do git log, see it's in the initial commit, right? Here all history is gone now. Okay, but if I want, then I could do the same git reset hard head and go back. Okay, here I cleared, right? Otherwise, if I mention that commit ID, it will go back. Only if you haven't committed anything newly. If you added something new after this add and commit, then you won't be able to go back.
Okay.
So I just wanted this git thing for you to manage this thing. Like whenever you make changes, you need not worry about breaking your working setup.
Okay.
That was the whole intention. So you can freely make changes.
Okay. You clone it and you do whatever changes you would like to do. That's all ultimately, right? Bottom line.
So yeah, when you clone it, it is your copy.
Just like save as option only, so you are making the local.
Then you make your changes and all here. No one else is affected. Okay. If you want, you can even create changes in a separate branch also. So right now, if you do git branch, it will tell you which branch you are on. So right now I am not in git. You have to go inside one of these folders. Both are git monitored. So now if you do git branch, you are on master. Okay. Now let's say you want to just play around with something. Then you use this git checkout -b for a new branch. Like it will create a new branch and check out that branch. Okay. And let's say I'm using something called test.
So within master or it is outside the master now?
I am creating from the tip of master. So when I am in branch test now. If you look git branch, it will tell you which branch you are on.
Okay, under master you have a test now created.
Not under master. This is a list of branches.
Okay, it's in the second one now.
Yeah, it is showing in green and star now. That is your current branch. If you do git log, it is same as master only. Because I created from the end of master.
Okay.
Now the thing is, here maybe I can do all the changes and keep committing also because master branch is unaffected. Okay, so this can be a playground of sort this branch. You can commit everything and all. As when you check out the master, you are back to your original state. Okay, so that is another way. You need
switch
not
to
to
branch. Okay.
Yeah, like that you can do. So if you see all these changes is reflected only in Amrita folder. Now if I go to yours, here also the same folders are there. And do git branch.
Master.
Only master is there. Test is created in
Amrita's
folder.
one. Yeah. So it is not reflected there. Yeah.
Yeah. So her branch, her commits like that.
Yeah.
This is yours. Okay. So in this, what I'll show is that this OAICN 5G FED. This is the core network folder, and OpenAir interface 5G is the RAN things. So anything related to UE and GNB will be inside this, and anything related to our core will be here. Configuration, everything like that. Okay. So that is, now I will go into my branch.
You're jumping between them.
Yeah, I'm in my folder now. In my folder. So whatever I'm doing here, you can do in your folder. Okay. So next thing is about Docker. I don't know if you're familiar with Docker.
Something I think initially February I was doing it, but
Kubernetes kubectl commands few I know. Docker.
Yeah.
Only Docker image push I know.
Right. So it is like Kubernetes is an orchestration tool for Docker images. Okay. So if you check here the Docker images, you will see what all images that we have right now. So we have this version 201 of all our
SMF, AMF, everything is available here.
Repositories are there, and this is for the traffic generation, which we say as external data network. This microservice will not, or a Docker container will generate traffic for us, and these are all our network entities, and we have a MySQL container also. Okay, to see what is running right now, just do Docker PS. So right now nothing is running. Okay. So now from this folder, I will share this this thing with you, not with you. Anyway, it is the same as the other one. I mean, whatever Venkat shared. I'm using. Hey,
what he says?
I joined and.
He joined maybe Google Meet. Yeah, just ping him.
Okay.
So this is whatever the same file,
yeah. So whatever is there in this guide, right, whatever he shared.
But there are multiple copies. Okay.
Multiple copies in the sense this one he shared in the last lecture, and this one is the February lecture, which he then enhanced by adding the 2 UE ones at the end.
Okay.
Okay. But here the main thing in our guide is this picture. This picture is very useful. Okay. And now this single UV testing step. So I'll share this with you. The first thing, you go into this folder. So in your case, you just find and replace Abhilash with your name. Okay, and then I'm going inside this path. Your meeting will end in 10 minutes. Why?
I think we need to
30
recreate
minutes.
one. Yeah, I think each class wise, right? 50 minutes or something.
So they're putting a hard stop for the class. So even
Good,
if
no?
teacher want to extend,
They cannot. We should keep that way for our 3 hours call also.
it is.
Shall I put it okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have a movie, right? So you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to go anyway. So can
What? This one, what is it? Kalki only, yeah?
No, Maharaja.
Maharaja. Okay, yeah, I think it was released in Netflix also, right? Already?
No.
right.
Maharaja already released.
It's in Netflix.
No, there are two Maharajas. Maybe he's talking about some other Maharaja.
This is Amir Khan's son.
Maharaja for Junaid Khan.
Amir Khan's son.
No. This one
No, it is Tamil.
Sethupath's,
Okay,
Tamil.
Yeah,
Sethupathi.
it's a different.
This is Maharaja, I think. Double R, right? In between.
Right.
Okay, good. It's a hit movie, I believe, right? Yeah.
Anyway, I have time till 6:30. So
Okay.
okay. So now I am inside our core thing, Docker Compose. Okay, we did not do LS and all, but I just cd'd into that, and then you need to run this because this core network.py file is here inside that path, core network.py. So what this will do is it will bring up the core network one by one. So essentially what it is doing is that all those Docker images it is running one by one. So external data network is for the internet, NRF, SQL, UDO, UDM, IMF. And then if you look at the steps now, it will make more sense now than in February. At that time,
No, I was not able to go through that. I think you explained me many things, but it was top of my over my head actually.
all foreign things at that time it was. Now
Yeah,
it will
at least now making some sense now. Yeah.
Right. So if you see all these microservices, all these core components have registered with NRF. You can see the statement now.
Registered.
And then it is looking at whether UPF and SMF is trying to establish and for association with UPF, it is able to do SMF is receiving heartbeats. So now it is configured and healthy. Okay. Now if you do Docker PS, you will see.
Okay.
All
All are
these images
established.
up and running. See, up about a minute. Now the IP address, you will see it is mentioned here on each of the services IP, but it would be one and the same as this image. This will not change because in the configuration file we are explicitly mentioning to use that.
Oh, it's like static ones we have assigned it, huh?
In the configuration we are mentioning. So you can rename a tab like this. So just core, and then you go to this star and then double click on it, you will get the next thing. So that this terminal we can use just to do start stop. And again, remember to come into your folder only. Then I think it is in
Go to the other one, right? Open name.
Docker Compose. Here in Docker Compose conf, there is some basic NRF config.yaml. Yeah. If you open this, most of the configs are here only. Just looking at the place where those IP addresses are mentioned. Okay, in this, what we are establishing are the data networks that we have. Okay, so if you see for SMF, okay, I'll just go through one by one. So in this AMF, we have that SMF selection. Yes, so it will do that SMF selection through that NRF query itself. And these are the GNB that it will serve. Okay, Guami list. Meaning this MCC MNC and the MCC MNC it will serve. Okay, so if we are adding something else, we'll need to add that also here under this AMF, and it is a supported TLMN list, and the slices names you can see slice 1, slice 2 and custom slice, which is defined above. Slice 1 is with SSP1, and slice to SSD and SD like this, and custom slices like this. Okay. So for each of those slices, then we then can be associated to a data network. So this slice is associated with OAI, this one with OAI IP4, and custom slice to default. And we have each data networks upload downlink speed thing limit. That is what we are setting here. So yeah, and the IP address range. So if you see for OAI, it is from 12.1.1.1.128 to 125. Anything can happen, and for each one there is a range like this. Okay. So SMF will assign an IP address to UE, right? It will be from this collection depending on which data network it needs to connect to.
Okay.
Okay, but that was not the config which had the IP address. So let me just 1 second.
It will be inside UDM?
No. It's not inside UDM. I think it is in Docker. What did I? We have a Docker compose basic nrf.yaml file. Where is that? It is inside.
It's the left side from down third row.
NRF EBPF.
Docker
Compose basic NRF
Yeah.
YAML.
YAML file.
YAML file.
Yeah, so here you can see the SQL which DB file it is referring to. It is that under database OAI db2.sql. So when you want to add some entries for any customer into the core network, right, you have to update this file. And if you see, we are assigning IP addresses.
132.
So AMF will always have this IP address. SMF will always have this IP address, which is what is shown in this picture.
Fixed ones.
SMF, see 133. So we can use this image as reference also.
So these are basic configuration, or it can vary again. Maybe some other network might have differently, or it is a standard.
Yeah,
You can assign it, right? It's static.
You can change to whatever IP we want, but whatever we are setting here will be the IP address that is assigned.
Okay.
I just want to point out that if you keep it as it is, you may use this image as reference for IP addresses and all.
Right.
Okay, so if you look at this picture, all these blue boxes are our Docker containers, and they have those IP addresses assigned to it from this configuration file. And this G0B and UE are two executables. Okay, and so this Docker would be a separate network on its own. So to connect from here to this Docker, we need some sort of a bridge. So that is called this demo OAI bridge. And this bridge is created by the Docker compose file which we started initially. If you look at that core network.py file, you will see it will be invoking some Docker compose. See, when you do this Docker compose thing, Docker compose is a tool to do many Docker commands at one shot. So if you go through this, you will see that it is only establishing the demo OAI bridge.
Okay. That connecting piece.
Yeah. So, 1 second. I had kept one shortcut for stopping like this, but now if you look at if config, this is how it would be when you log in. You have this docker 0, eth0, lo. That's all. Okay. Now, if you start the core and then you check, you would see a lot of new interfaces. Like you can just think of like an IP address can be assigned to an Ethernet or interface, and so these can be running in separate machines, or if you are all in the same machine, then you have to assign them a virtual interface.
Yeah.
So that it is like it acts like it's a separate machine, but it's all in the same PC. Okay, so we need virtual interface.
This is what I think slicing or somewhere that you're linked, right? Virtual.